as me. When Florida police made a... Oh, wait, hang on. We're having some... Well,
Did
no.
you just delete your notes, Casey?
Well, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at things and that it was saying we were dropping frames, and then I looked at this and we're not, so...
Casey, stop dropping frames.
Dude, I'm just making sure that everything's happy, okay?
Are you
It's a whole
recording?
situation.
Are you recording today?
Yeah, no, I got
know,
that
yeah.
going.
I saw that.
I got that.
Yeah.
We got that over there. But see, now this is... I think we may be having internet issues on our end,
Oh, no.
which just might be a whole sitch.
Maybe it's somebody else is having internet problems.
Well, I mean, like, having internet issues with a live stream is no bueno.
No, yeah, it's not great.
Okay, all right. No, we're good again. All right. It looks like we had a bit of a hiccup. I'm sorry for any live viewers or maybe watching the video stream after this. It might get a little choppy before this. So,
All right.
I apologize. I can't control my ISP.
No, you can't.
All right. Anyway, we're doing news. When Florida police made a traffic stop, the driver told them she didn't know anything about the cocaine that they found in her purse and that it must have flown in through the window. That's a likely story.
Yeah, I've heard about it happening before. Like cocaine will just, you leave your window
It
open and
just
it just flies
right
in.
in. It's just
And goes right in your purse.
some
Like
good, happy cocaine.
Well, because like an environment like a purse is like, it's a perfect sleeping ground for cocaine.
A purse?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's how it breeds more cocaine. I'm pretty sure that's where cocaine comes from, is from purses.
They fly in a purse, they spawn, and then it flies out into other purses through other windows.
Yeah, no, they're kind of like mold.
It's not like mold at all, Casey.
What? How is that not like mold?
Because it's not asexual.
What? Oh, wait. So cocaine has to mate with other cocaine?
Yes.
Or with another drug? Like,
It's not good to. It's very bad when it starts breeding with other drugs. You don't want that. Let's say it.
Carlos, you took this in a really weird spot, man.
You're the one that converted to mold.
Yeah, and you're the one who was like, no. It does not reproduce asexually. You could have just gone along with mold.
I'm sorry. I think we went bad when we started agreeing with the whole it flies through windows.
Well, okay. Kenesia Posey, age 26, was one of the two passengers in a car that was swerving in the roadway when it was stopped by Fort Pierce police on March 21st. When officers approached the vehicle, they smelled marijuana. During a search of the car, they found cocaine and marijuana in separate bags. They were separate.
Did the marijuana fly into?
During the inside a purse Posey had on her lap. Police Posey admitted the marijuana was hers, but denied having cocaine. I don't know anything about any cocaine. It's a windy day. It must have thrown in through the window into my purse, said Posey. Posey was arrested and taken to the county jail, where she was booked on one felony count of cocaine possession and a misdemeanor count of marijuana possession. So yeah, just don't put the cocaine in your purse.
Or maybe don't drive around with your windows down.
Well, no, if she didn't drive around with her windows down, she wouldn't have had the excuse that the cocaine flew in from the window.
You're right. It's that good of an excuse that you just got to drive with your windows down.
Exactly. Why wouldn't you? I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Yeah, she's clearly going to get out of this with that excuse.
I think so. All right, Carlos.
Yeah.
NASA has two teams of researchers working to design a robotic bee that can fly on Mars.
All right.
The space agency has announced the project on March 30th, and it's in its early stages, but the idea is to replace modern rovers like Curiosity, which are slow, bulky, and very expensive, with swarms of sensor-studded, fast-moving microbots that can cover much more ground at a relatively low cost. Literally called Mars bees, the little bots are flapping wing flyers of a bumblebee size with cicada-sized wings.
Oh, so they're pretty good size then.
Yeah. Yeah, cicada, like, that's a pretty big bug, right? Like...
When you started like going for like 4 feet, that was a little bit much.
I know. I was bringing it back.
All right.
Like I went for the exaggeration. It's like, but
Right.
compared to a bumblebee size,
Yeah.
like a cicada size, like so if your bumblebee is like this, your cicada's way out here.
Maybe they should just call them like Mars cicadas, because when you start calling them Mars bees, people don't like bees. Although, on the other hand, though, people might be a fan of sending bees to Mars because it gets them off Earth.
Oh, no, Carlos, we need more bees on Earth. Bees are good.
Oh,
Bees
how about you
good.
Why doesn't NASA release some bees on Earth then?
Because these are robo-bees. Robo-bees are not real bees.
I know
we
that.
need bumblebees.
Are you sure you don't want more wasps instead?
No, fuck wasps.
Because we could always use more wasps.
Wasps and African killer bees, bad.
Yeah.
Bumblebees, good.
Yeah, I'm well aware of how much wasps are not great.
Dude, I'm still mad at that wasp that stung me on my birthday.
Well, Casey, maybe if we didn't have a shed that like has all is full
Carlos,
of holes.
I wasn't near the shed. I literally walked out my door
Yeah.
and got stung by a bee on the way to see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep, that's what wasps do. They're dicks.
It was shitty. But then we got big beers and it made up for it. Fast-moving microbots that can cover much more ground than at a relatively low cost. Literally called Mars bees. Yada yada yada. One reason this idea is at all feasible is Mars's low gravity. The planet has just 1/3 of Earth's gravitational pull, offering Mars bees an advantage despite the thin atmosphere. These bees will not only map the Martian terrain, but also collect samples of the planet's thin air in hopes of finding methane gas, a possible sign of life. NASA's Curiosity rover has detected low levels of the gas previously, though whether it was biologically produced is unknown. Flapping wing bots are pretty uncommon on Earth. The NASA statement noted because rotary wing bots like quadcopters are much more popular, and it makes more sense in our gravity to have like the helicopter style rotor, just because of how lift works.
Yeah.
But the flapping wing design allows the team to integrate certain low-power, highly efficient technologies that will be important to the Red Planet, where the bots will have to return regularly to their home base to recharge.
I'm surprised that though, like they can still get wings to go because I'm pretty sure like the air is so thin there.
But the gravity is so low.
Yeah.
So they have a lot less drag.
That's true. Yeah. But there's only so much the wing can hold on to, though, on the other hand.
Yeah. I feel like it's a trade-off, but if it's low power and they can do some more gliding that way,
Yeah.
that would be really helpful. And NASA knows what they're doing. They got smart people on it.
Yeah.
And we just have drunks on this show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with NASA.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised that
Dude,
it
I got
works.
into an argument with Rick the other day
Yeah.
about how awesome NASA was.
Got into an argument about it.
Yeah. He said SpaceX was better.
They're different things at this
That's
point
what
in
I
time.
said.
Like, NASA has done so much. It's just that they've never gone, like, they haven't had the funding they really needed since, the moon. So, and that's not on them. Like, they still have done good work, but
I think the 50th anniversary of the moon landing is next year.
it might be.
Yeah.
'Cause
Because
there's
2001 was this year.
It was recently anniversary of the Hubble telescope and for the Pillars of Creation. I don't know if you remember that amazing like Hubble image, like
Yep.
where they did like a newer version of it. And it was still great. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
like an amazing picture.
Yep. I just checked it. It is next year
All right.
in July.
All right.
So we need to have a big party for that.
We should have it on the moon.
I figured we'd just have a moon landing viewing party, but sure. We can try to get to the moon.
Yeah.
That's in our budget.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right,
within our
everyone
budget.
start donating to Patreon right now.
We're gonna need a lot of money.
BNS is going to the moon. We really need to like bump up that number a lot. Like
We'd have to settle for just playing music that is about the moon.
into
Or
the
that mentions the
millions.
moon.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that is. Yeah. So they also have they have a team at the University of Alabama and a Japanese team working on it. So they're gonna get some. We're gonna get some bees on Mars.
What kind of robots I want on Mars? I want the robots that fight each other in arenas.
Wow. How does that help anybody?
Because think how much money you can raise by having events. This is a robot war. Was it Robot Wars?
Yeah.
Have Robot Wars.
Did you
on
watch
Mars.
the reboot of Robot Wars?
I never did. No,
It was really good. It was quite enjoyable.
I know, but like having Robot Wars on Mars, NASA could raise a lot of money with that.
Well, I mean, maybe, I guess.
Just think about how large a robot you could like make with low, because the square cube law is not going to be as bad with the lower gravity. You could make some large robots.
Do you think Jamie Hyneman can make one that would get banned again?
Depends. Is it going to have a mustache anywhere near as great as his?
Well, the first one that he got banned didn't. So
well, then it'll.
You heard about that, right?
How
it was like Blendo Bot or something, and it was just like it was a big dome, a big steel dome with a blade on it that just spun really fast, and like it was so low to the ground that nobody could get under it.
Granted, that's not the first time that's been done.
Yeah, but it was the first. It actually was the first time that it had
really?
been done. Yeah.
Was it? Oh, was it like
it was back in the 90s?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Then I probably did see that.
Yeah.
Because I watched a shit ton of Robot Wars back in the day.
Yeah, and Grant Imahara was on their team.
And man, like but there's always the classic robot that was just like the ramp, and then it had the just the
the wedge bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so the cool thing about the new version of Robot Wars, and this is a bit of a tangent, but that seems to be what every episode that is just us two on it is, the cool thing about the new Robot Wars is they did, before like the show aired, they did profiles on each one, so you could go through and look at, what their weapons were and stuff like that, and like how experienced the teams were, and all of that information, and then they would give you the bracket of how they were, so you could do like a March Madness style thing.
How do you feel about the judge bots?
Which ones are the judge bots?
Oh, for Robot Wars, they had judge bots that would every once in a while come out on the floor in the middle of matches. I don't know what the requirements were. So like you'd have like this giant bot that had a flamethrower that would like just start trying to take out other robots.
So flamethrowers aren't that effective anymore.
No, but it was impressive looking.
Yeah.
It was useless against the robots.
But so the cool thing about the new one is they had drones flying in the ring for videotaping. Also, they allowed the bots to have sub-bots, and some of the sub-bots were drones. So the large bot would launch a drone with like a net.
They should have had like drones that just launched corn syrup at the other robots. That would have been a dick move, but very useful.
I read the PDF of the rules. I don't know if corn syrup was specifically disallowed.
Just some corn syrup and just gum up the, just like drop like paintballs full of corn syrup.
It got really controversial the first season. There was this bot, I want to say it was called Raptor or something. And it went in and it was carrying a box that was wrapped up like a present and had a bow on it. And when the enemy bot hit it, it just released a net, and it got all tangled up and couldn't go anywhere.
Well, that's just great.
It was amazing, but everyone was pissed, and like that bot became the enemy bot because like apparently in the old Robot Wars, nets were against the rules.
But they didn't fix that.
No, they so they said nets were against the rules, and like so it was just like everyone was going off the old rules. But in the new rules, it didn't specifically say that nets were against the rules.
Well, then he was in his.
Oh
right.
yeah, but he was still viewed as the villain.
I think it was well played on his part.
100%, and it was a surprise. It was in a box.
Yeah.
All right, we were talking about... a 115-year-old hot cross bun is to be passed to the next generation as part of a decades-old family tradition. Sue Halford's grandfather was first given the bun at Easter in 1903, and it has remained in the family ever since. She said it was intended to bring good health and fortune, and was in good condition despite being a bit hard. It was given to her 30 years ago by her grandmother, and she will now pass the heirloom to her grandson, Noah.
So when it was first made, do you think it was 1 a penny or 2 a penny?
So So here was my thing. I don't know what a hot cross bun is.
I'm pretty sure it's like a honey bun of some sort.
It is not a honey bun.
It's not?
No.
Ooh.
So it is actually an Easter pastry.
That's it?
Yeah. Well, so a hot cross bun is a spiced sweet bun made with currants or raisins, marked with a cross on the top, traditionally eaten on Good Friday in the British Isles.
That sounds disgusting.
Australia, Canada, New Zealand.
Raisins.
Yeah, no, so like it's not it's not honey. It's just a bun with a cross on it.
Yeah, no, like that makes the song far worse. Maybe they should teach elementary school something else to play on the recorder.
Hot cross buns.
God.
Hot cross buns.
Could probably, if I had a recorder, probably could still play that.
Well, it's just the first three.
Yeah, it's just the first three.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop,
You don't have. I'm sure everybody knows. You don't have to. You don't have to go through the entire doing it with just the beeping sound yourself.
I thought it needed to be done.
It did not.
I needed to show off my musical talent.
You did not.
Mrs. Halford from Odeby and Leicester said the fascinating thing about it is that you can still see the indentation of the crust on the top of the bun. Although the currants have perished, there is a currant stalk still attached to it.
They should do a.
This is really stale bread.
I know. I think that every generation should be forced to have like a bite size out of the hot cross bun.
No, they don't hate their children.
No, because every generation knows though that the next generation is going to have it worse, and that'll help.
Will it help though?
Well, I mean,
Oh no! I pulled a Carlos. No.
a little bit of foam in your glass right now. That's what you get for thinking about hot cross buns.
That's okay. I went and rubbed my nose and made the big bubbles, so it'll go away quickly.
I'm sure it will.
Yours did.
Well, there's also time that passed, so like.
Well, yeah, but it went away faster than it would have.
I don't know, Casey. We didn't have I didn't have two samples to compare at the same time.
You didn't have the. You know what? I'm sick and tired of your bad attitude. All the time. Starbucks Corporation and other coffee sellers must put a cancer warning on coffee sold in California, a Los Angeles judge has ruled, possibly exposing the companies to millions of dollars in fines. A little-known, not-for-profit group sued some 90 coffee retailers, including Starbucks, on grounds that they were violating a California law requiring companies to warn consumers of chemicals in their products that could cause cancer. Immediately, this sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
One of those chemicals is acrylamide, a byproduct of roasting coffee beans that is present in high levels in brewed coffee. Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Elu Burrell said in a decision dated Wednesday that Starbucks and other companies failed to show that there was no significant risk from a carcinogen produced in the coffee roasting process.
Now we gotta stop here. If every coffee
Carlos, look at
business is
that.
doing that,
Carlos, look at that. That is already gone.
if every coffee business is having this issue, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be every coffee bean that people are making at home too. Like, I don't think it matters. I think what they should be trying to say is like coffee is going to give you cancer. That's what they should be trying to do, and like not just go after. I don't know. I think it's
No,
hard.
I completely agree. So this entire thing, I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to kind of summarize because we're already in an hour. We have a discussion topic to go here. So basically, because like this has been going on since 2010 is when this lawsuit was first filed. And basically, that chemical is in roasted coffee beans.
Yeah.
But it's not in a high enough concentration to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you look hard enough, and you can find bad things in a lot of things.
I'm sure there's a lot of it within a couple feet of me.
Well, I mean, apple seeds have cyanide in them.
Yeah.
You know how many apple seeds you have to eat to die? All of them.
4.
All of the
Oh,
apple
all right.
seeds.
All
Literally all of them.
All right.
Well, probably not literally all of them, but
So like 5 then.
figuratively all of them.
Okay. 7 then.
You'd have to eat like a bushel's worth of apple seeds.
How many apples are in a bushel?
I don't know. I many apples.
50, I'm gonna go.
All right, hey, how many apple seeds?
No, you can't. You got to do apples. I don't want to know how many
kill
apple
you.
seeds.
How many apple seeds to kill a dog? That's the first thing that pops up.
Well, right. That's let's find that out.
No.
That's important information to know.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
All right. Here's how many apple cores it would take to poison you. No, you can't. I hate it when they do this. So that's the title of the article.
Yeah.
And then there's an entire article that doesn't give me a...
Yeah, because it's just clickbait, Casey, and you fell for clickbait. How's it feel, Casey?
Pretty bad.
Yeah, I know. It's really all your fault for trying to trust the internet for anything. Let that be a lesson to our listeners.
Don't trust us.
Don't trust anything on the internet.
The Britannica can't lie to me, right?
I'm pretty sure it could.
Oh, several thousand
Cores or just seeds?
seeds.
So that's like 7 apples then.
No, there's like 10 seeds in an apple.
So like 10 apples.
That's 100.
So a few more than that.
Yeah, in a short amount of time.
It'd be pretty difficult. You'd have to be shoveling in the apple seeds. I'm pretty sure you'd have a different problem first.
Right? Your stomach would burst before you could eat enough apples to kill you. And you have to eat those like core and all. So even the bad part of the apple.
You don't want that. Now, if it was just the seeds, that's one thing.
Well, the apple core's all woody and gross.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I think we were finishing up the apples.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so this...
it's coffee beans.
This coffee beans thing. So they're calling for fines as large as $2,500 per person for every exposure to the chemical since 2002.
You see, they're just going to lose this the second you tell the public, all right, if you do this very stupid thing, you're just going to cause every coffee business to go out of business. And then you're just going to cause the world to fall apart.
Well, but at the same time, if I get $2,500 for every cup of coffee I've had since...
No, you don't, because everybody has had so much coffee that you'll get like $10 tops.
No, it's $2,500 per person for every exposure.
No, you don't. They can't afford that. You get the court settlement of like $10 tops.
But I don't want $10. I want $2,500 per cup.
You get
of coffee.
$10 and you never get coffee at another place again.
I do not like this plan.
It's not a good plan.
I need my coffee.
Yeah.
Jake Tom got a new coffee machine and couldn't figure out how to work it.
Did you have to press a button?
Yes. And he was like, I'm going to return this because this coffee machine doesn't work. And so I was like, dude, no, it works fine. Here's how to do it. And then I came in the next day, and he didn't make coffee, and I just about killed him. And then I forced him to look at how the coffee was being made so he could make coffee when I got in the next day. And then now I'm the bad guy in the office because I freaked about there not being coffee.
I don't know. I think everybody is within their right mind to freak about not having their caffeine.
I agree. I'm 100% in the right on that.
All right. Is that the news stories then?
Well, we just hit another down thing on. We're having some internet issues today, and I do not enjoy it.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I mean, we might be okay.
All right.
I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look at this stream afterwards. Anyway, yeah, that is the end of the news stories, and now we are on to our discussion. So on Thursday, it's International Day of Human Spaceflight celebration thing. I don't know. It's this whole thing that the UN came up with in 2004, where we celebrate, human spaceflight and human innovation, basically.
All right.
So I would like to talk about what you think is the most significant human innovation in the last 20 years and how it has changed the world. And then I'd like to talk about what is something that you think could happen in our lifetime and how it would change the world.
All right. Well, I think start off with the thing that's changed life the most in the last 20 years. Just smartphones.
I thought you were going to say the shake weight.
No.
Because that's what we were joking about earlier.
No, that was a joke, but that only was around for a year as a joke. And mainly it was a joke on South Park. But anyways, cell phones, just because, or not just cell phones, but smartphones. Just because the very way they've just if you just look at how they change our pooping habits alone, there you go.
Dude, I I don't know. What did I read before
I don't know.
smartphones? Like, I mean, you'd have to bring a book or make
And you don't want to leave like a book in like the bathroom.
Well, I mean, I did bring a lot of books to the bathroom before I had a smartphone.
I did not.
I also kept a book in the bathroom before I had a smartphone.
Oh, that's a little disgusting, having to keep a book in the bathroom for a long period of time. Or like some people like have like a magazine rack or something.
Yeah.
No.
There was a thing that happened. Like, you have all this time, you have to do something with it.
But now you have a smartphone where you just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, except now, like, there's shit particles all over the thing that you put next to your face. Except nobody makes phone calls anymore.
Yeah, nobody makes phone calls anymore. And you don't like lay like I at least I don't generally like put like right against my face. It's like I might tap it to my ear so I make sure like it's steady or something. But besides from that, if I do have to talk on the phone, which is very rare, I don't know. It's just like, and just having all this information like on hand at all times is very nice.
Yeah.
And there's so much you can do with it.
Well, you have the entirety of human knowledge and history at your fingertips within a moment's notice.
Like, you could take your phone and listen to a podcast where they make dick jokes.
Like this one.
Like this one.
Actually, I don't think we've made a single dick joke.
We have not
entire,
yet. We're not doing very good today. I'm sorry, everybody. We didn't make enough dick jokes.
I apologize. I don't know how to fix that with it coming up organically now.
Yeah.
So this will be a dickless episode.
Yeah. But yeah, like I don't know, like I think smartphones have changed a lot. Like I like just think like the jump from like not having a smartphone to like having one like was pretty amazing.
Well, and it's weird. So I didn't have a smartphone until I got my iPhone 4S. So when did the iPhone 4S come
I think
out?
I've only had one for 5 years.
iPhone 4S came out in I got too many things going on. 2011.
Yeah.
So it's been 7 years since I've had one. And yeah, like I resisted for a while. Like, why would I need the internet on my phone?
I know.
It's so dumb.
I know, but like at the same time, like once you have one, like it's ridiculously useful.
You're like, oh yeah, no, why would I not need the internet on my phone? But I mean, to be fair, like early on, you could basically get email and
not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot else, or like stripped down versions of web pages.
I know, but I think it's really changed how like people like what they do with their free time or on their breaks or anything.
Well, it's changed how we consume content. You don't have downtime anymore. You're always connected. Like, you have 5 minutes, watch a YouTube video or read an article or do something.
You don't, like, if you have like this downtime, like if you're on a 10-minute break, you don't have to do nothing. You can do something.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing?
I think it's a good
don't
thing.
We know?
Like, I don't think it's great. Like, I don't think there's any advantage to like having 10 minutes of just sitting there staring off into space.
No, but when's the last time you struck up a conversation with somebody in like a line?
In a line?
Yeah.
Never. Why would I do that?
But you've never struck up a conversation with people in a
line? No,
I
don't talk to people in lines. If I can help it.
Even like long lines, like I don't know, back when we would do like midnight movie releases and stuff, I would always talk to the people in lines. Like, I don't know, anytime I'm waiting in line, I talk to the people around me for an extended period of time. If it's like a grocery line, not necessarily, but
no, I have no reason to do that. That's ridiculous, Casey.
It's called social interaction. You might meet. You might make a new friend.
Don't understand this social interaction that you were talking about.
But you could make a friend.
Is it something that my phone can do for me, and I don't have to do?
No, your phone cannot make friends. There's not a Tinder for friends.
Facebook, do friends for me. Oh, there we go.
Facebook, make my friends.
I don't know. But, like, on the other hand, like, you are able to be in touch with people, like, really easy.
Yeah.
And...
No, I agree. Like, the constant access to the internet is...
I mean, granted, people have to be careful that they just don't spend, like, too much time on, like, social media and stuff.
Define too much time.
Like, I'd say if you spend more than 30 minutes on Facebook every day, that's a bit much.
Define too much time again.
Like, Because like, how do you spend that much time on Facebook? That's
Also, I have to interact with our fans.
yeah, but like that's too much time at looking at what other people are doing.
Also, I have to interact with our fans.
Granted, if I spend 30 minutes an entire month on Facebook, that's a lot.
Carlos, but you're weird in the fact that you don't spend any time on Facebook.
I hop on, check like the messages in a couple of our groups for various things, and that's it.
Are you an admin on the BNS site?
On
the
wait,
BNS page?
no, I am not. Like, I don't think I can do anything on there.
Okay. All right.
No, because like I'd have to do stuff then.
Yeah.
But no,
if it wasn't for BNS, I would probably be off Facebook.
Yeah.
Because there's not a whole lot there anymore.
It's just good for managing like our some of our Twitch stuff or like Twitch D&D.
Yeah.
Like we have
Well,
a group for
it's a good way to keep in touch with everybody and post up links and
yeah. I don't know, but like anyways, yes. So my answer was smartphones. What's yours? What do you think?
I mean,
changed life a lot?
smartphones is really good.
Yeah.
Like that one is, it's kind of ridiculous. But I'm gonna go with pay at the pump gas stations.
That has changed things a lot. Yeah.
Oh man, when was the last time you went into a gas station to pay for gas?
Well, I will if I'm planning on going to the gas station in the first place.
I don't even do that.
Oh yeah.
I will pay at the pump, and then decide I need to go into the gas station.
I don't know. Like I'm sometimes I will do that. Sometimes
It
I
has
won't.
been, well, almost 10 years since I've paid for gas or somewhere not at the pump.
Really.
Yeah. Like, I have driven past places where I can, like, I've pulled up to places where, like, you can't pay at the pump and then driven away to the next gas station. And I literally did that, like, on my last trip up north. I was like, all right, I need to get gas. Oh, I can't pay at the pump? I'm leaving now. And went up to the next one. It's changed how we travel. It's more of a impersonal experience because, I mean, before you would have to go into, the gas station. You see all, like, the kitschy things that they have in there. And
Have the people who like to buy a bunch of lottery scratch-off tickets, and then they're at the one register, and they're sitting there, and they scratch them all, turn in any winners, buy
for more scratch offs
as the line gets bigger
and you're
and bigger.
like, yeah, I have another 10 hours to drive. Can I please just pay for my gas and leave?
It's definitely very convenient.
No, but I don't know. It's not just that, but a lot of the things where, like, I mean, like self-checkouts at the grocery store.
Those are, I get really annoyed with them sometimes.
So it depends on what I have in my cart. If I have a lot of prepackaged items, like just like a basket full, and no like fresh fruits or vegetables, and everything has a barcode, and there's lines at everything else.
Well, like my problem is like I'll have like a couple things, but like the thing is like when I start trying to place in the baking area, like I start running out of room to keep it in the baking area.
The baking area usually rotates.
Yeah, but like there's only, I don't know. Like because like some of the things like were a little odd shaped.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I usually like overstuff.
So I try to like get my sushi to and like not have my sushi turned upside down or anything, or sideways.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
No, it's rough. But at the same time, for when you just have a couple of things and you don't want to wait in line, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Like I use it at like Walmart and Target. They have them now too, and you just like bloop, done. So like I can go, pick up a shirt or something.
Yeah, like 50% of the time it freezes up and like I have to get help from somebody else. So
I haven't had that problem. I've had the thing where
I mean like when I say freeze up, it'll say please get some help from a person. Like it's just
and like
it just becomes a hassle.
Never buy anything organic because I was like I was buying jalapenos the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just have like 5 jalapenos. I'm just going to go through the self-checkout. There's lines at everything else. And I go in and like, there's organic jalapenos, and I accidentally hit organic jalapenos when I meant jalapenos. And there's like $1 per pound difference. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. But organic ones, they had to come over and like inspect it. Non-organic ones, you don't have to.
Non-organic jalapenos. So, I mean, that means there's no vegetable matter in there, right?
Well, no, it means like you know what I mean. Like organic doesn't mean organic anymore. It's like literally doesn't mean literally.
When I hear
anymore.
non-organic jalapenos, I get a little worried. Like, is it just solid chemicals that aren't plant matter?
They're just GMO jalapenos.
I have no problem with that.
I have no problem with that either. That's why I bought those instead of the ones that cost $1 more, because people who are worried about GMOs are dumb. Sorry, listeners who are worried about GMOs. You're not dumb. You're smart.
I'm going to eat the GMO products so I get the mutant superpowers.
Well, also, there's no study that says GMOs are bad for you.
There's not.
Even, like, Bill Nye switched his tune when he actually researched GMOs. I'm still upset that he was anti-GMO without researching it.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Bill Nye. You're Bill Nye. You're not supposed to do that shit.
Oh, well.
I know. Everyone makes mistakes.
Except Mr. Rogers.
As a scientist, he can admit those. Well, Mr. Rogers was not a scientist. Mr. Rogers was
I'm saying everybody.
a beautiful, beautiful man.
You said everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah. Did you know?
Or I said that.
That Mr. Rogers weighed the same weight for his entire adult life?
It was insane, yeah.
Yeah.
I read the article that he did.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, that was great. Well, because just like the kids like didn't have any change during the show.
Well, yeah, he was he weighed exactly 143 pounds every day for his adult life.
Well, for when he was doing the show, for sure.
It was just like he would go to the gym, and he'd weigh himself 143 pounds. I'm good to go. All right, here we go. Yeah. I'm Mr. Rogers.
And because that way, like he doesn't change at all whenever he does a show. Like whenever he starts the show, he does the same. He has the same routine.
Well, and he did the show until he was 80 something.
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
kind of crazy.
That man was ridiculous.
He had a routine down.
I can't get.
He might have been a little OCD about it, actually.
Actually, Mr. Rogers said that she's a mental health professional. Like, really actually thinking about it.
Like the same routine that he has to do every day.
And he spends a lot of time in the land of make-believe.
Well, that's not so much OCD, though.
No. But, I mean, maybe, some dissociative personality disorders. And was Mr. McFeely really real?
I don't even know which one that is.
That's the Speedy Mailman.
I have no memories of him.
How do you not know Mr. McFeely?
I just don't.
Hang on, I'm going to show you a picture.
Nope, you don't have to do that because I don't care a whole lot about it.
Mr. McFeely. Oh, there's even a GIF.
I remember the puppets. For sure.
No, Mr. McFeely's the mailman.
Did the mailman, did he have the same weight every day?
No, he had a mustache.
I bet like him not having the same weight every day just drove Mr. Rogers mad.
Mr. McFeely, what did you have for dinner last night? 6 bratwursts and a beer.
Oh, my OCD.
Mr. McFeely, are you from Wisconsin?
Mr. McFeely, I'm going to need you to lose some weight before you're on the show. But yeah, where were we? We were on the gas pumps. All right.
Yeah, gas pumps. All right. So, Carlos, what is something that you think that could occur in our lifetime that would change the world forever?
Well, right now, like if besides cell phones, I would have said like VR for the last 20 years, just because like the potential it has going forward.
VR has, but see, I think AR might I switched my thinking from AR or from VR to AR.
Well, like
after seeing the HoloLens.
Well, I'm saying like VR is in the like going future, not just VR as it is, but I'm talking about like once you start. Like being able to like take in like people like there's sensors now like you can like put on like it'll like take extra input in and like or how like you can like think like they're working on trying to make it so like you think what the words and then it'll like actually take those words. So when you do more and more stuff with that, like it'll be crazy. Like the future virtual reality games like which will be made like VR Skyrim dropped a couple days ago and. Like then that's like something you have to play with a controller still.
Yeah.
But just imagine like you put that on and like you just like or like how like a Ready Player One like just like more like all this extra like feedback that the VR headset will be able to take.
Some more
and, like,
haptics and
like just like think about like the retirement homes of the future. Like they're just gonna be crazy.
Now I watched a Mad TV skit about that. Did not enjoy that one.
Oh.
There's a lot of old people having sex in that.
Well, I mean, that's... Well, it did not have anything to do with VR?
Well, I mean, no, it was just a lot of old people boning.
Oh, yeah, that's...
No, I mean, it was like an old Mad TV sketch,
Yeah.
and like it was on like the CW or WB late at night, and...
Yeah, I don't know, like, I think, like, VR, like, has, like, a lot of opportunities, like...
But see,
and
I think so...
No, like...
I'm of the opinion that AR is a lot closer to where we're going to be in the immediate future, because you can overlay something on the environment in front of you.
Well, it's mainly going to be you sync it with your cell phone, and then you get, like, notifications.
Yeah. Though I will say the best road trip I've ever taken was in VR.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. We went on a trip to South Dakota.
All right.
It was my parents and my brother and his girlfriend, and then me sitting in the back seat. And you know, we were all chatting or whatever, and then at a certain point, like everyone, like my brother and his girlfriend, they went to sleep, and like we're still driving, and my dad's driving, my mom's sleeping in the front, my dad's playing like his country music or whatever, and I'm like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. So I slapped my phone into my Gear VR with some noise canceling headphones, put that on, dropped into a movie theater, and I watched Star Wars Rebels for the next 4 hours.
That sounds great.
And it felt like I was in a movie theater because I could stretch out my legs, and like looking around me, it looked like I was in this like big comfy like comforter, or like like a big chair. And
well, like that's
I just watched a movie on a big screen.
I just think like being able to like be more connected to like virtual reality like environments is like that's why I'm saying like it's gonna help like change things in the future. Or just because like imagine like if you actually like felt like not like full on like if you had like more feeling to like connect with like the feeling of sitting in a sofa, like that'd be kind of crazy. Like you just really would fall into that.
Haptics to it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like. So I like the idea of VR and AR and stuff.
And
like
I because I don't think we want to use it in the next 20 years like jacking in like the Matrix, because that's still not
No, I do not want to stick things into my brain.
No,
it's a bad idea. But I'm still I'm still hesitant about all of this because I go out of my way to spend time in the real world, in nature, like trying to connect with what is actually there, because I spend so much time in front of a screen.
But not everybody has that opportunity. Like some people who live in cities, they don't really get to go hang out in the woods or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have to make an effort to go do it.
Yeah.
Like growing up, I could just do it any day I wanted because I lived in the middle of nowhere.
But like, yeah, altered reality that's definitely gonna like change how people like just being able to like have like everybody's gonna be wearing glasses.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as long as they don't like Google glasses. Do you remember when we were in San Francisco and we went the first night we were in San Francisco and we went to 21st Amendment? Do you remember that like group of douche nozzles wearing Google glasses that walked into 21A before we did?
No.
How do you not remember that?
I don't recall that.
Okay, I made a lot of jokes about them. But yeah, no. So
I'm
like,
sure there were good jokes, Casey. I'm sure there were good jokes.
They probably. I mean, there was probably a couple of okay ones in there.
At least a couple for sure.
I mean, there was a lot of jokes.
Some of them had to hit.
Also, they garnished my beer with a watermelon, and it was delightful. Do you remember that?
I remember something about that. Yeah.
Like, yeah, we got some watermelon wheat, and like it came with a watermelon on the glass.
That sounds like something that did happen.
You don't remember a lot about that trip, do you?
I remember that there was a trip.
Do you remember going to see the redwoods and you're like, those aren't that big?
They weren't that big. I was not impressed.
They were fucking huge.
I wanted them to be bigger.
They were massive. They were literally the Endor trees.
Actually, like I saw some scenes from the Endor movie again. Like they weren't as big as I like remember them being as a kid. Like, yeah, they're pretty large, but like they should be larger. I want like 5-foot radius trees.
Some of those were 5-foot radius.
There's like one.
No, multiple of them were more than 10 feet in diameter.
Not really. No, there's because there's the one that we got out of our car and walked a little bit, and that one was pretty large. That one.
You know, Carlos, a lot of them were fucking massive. Jesus. You can't please you, even a little bit. All right, did I say what my technology was yet? All right, shit, because I haven't figured it out. Actually, what I would like to see happen in my lifetime is the space elevator. So I've been reading a lot of, like, speculative nonfiction, which is a weird thing.
You mean just people just shooting ideas out?
Well, it's things that could happen and that we're very close on.
All right.
So I read.
Is it still fiction?
No.
All right.
Because it's using facts and like kind of building off of that and being like, well, if we did this, we could get to this.
So just talking stuff talking about like what can happen.
Yeah. Like I mean,
not telling stories about.
No.
Stuff.
Yeah. It's speculative nonfiction.
All right.
Which it's a weird genre, super weird, and it could be fiction. With some more time on it, it can be fiction.
If it has any story in it, like then it would be fiction.
But it's not any story. So the one of the books I'm talking about is written by the SMBC, like Saturday Morning Breakfast Cereal comic artist. Him and his wife, they did a bunch of research on what I'm trying to remember the actual book, SMBC book. It's called Soonish.
All right, yeah.
So it's technologies that are close or could never be, based on how the technology verges. Because we're on the brink of some of these. And so for a space elevator, for that to work right now, we would need carbon nanotubes to, like, you know, make a little bit of a jump and be able to make them a lot longer and more perfect than we can right now. But if we can make a space elevator, so basically what a space elevator is we have a big rock in geosynchronous orbit. So basically between us and the moon, and that big rock would probably be like an asteroid that we caught and pulled in. And then you have a tether that goes to a single spot on Earth, right? Probably in the ocean somewhere. And that way you can, instead of trying to use rocketry to get up there, you can use mechanical power. And so you can build bigger ships and just keep moving materials up, and space exploration gets exponentially cheaper if you have something like this.
Yeah, you just have a long elevator ride in front of you instead of But like, I don't know if
instead of a terrifying rocket ride. But that would...
You don't want to ride an explosion into space, Casey? It's the most American way to travel.
I 100% want to ride an explosion into space. If I ever have the chance to ride an explosion into space, you better bet your britches I'm taking that. But a space elevator, I feel like, would change the world immeasurably. Because it will expand... Once we have a space elevator, we can expand beyond Earth. We can start actually like taking a serious look at other planets, because space exploration will be so cheap.
Well, I think it'll like be cheaper in like not just space elevators. Is you get to a point where you don't have to transport stuff from Earth to space anymore. If you instead like just start building your production in space.
We start looking at asteroid mining,
and then you just cut that whole like all the expenses of trying to build like a space elevator.
You still have to get people up there.
Yeah, but like at that point, like if you can start making giant things in space, getting people in space is pretty negligible.
Yeah. So any way that we can decrease the cost. So I mean, if it's asteroid mining, if it's a space elevator, if it's something that we haven't thought of yet, any way that we can decrease the cost of getting into space, increasing like space exploration, and if we can start putting human settlements on other celestial entities, that is going to change everything on Earth. It's going to change the political climate. I feel like things like differing religions, oil rights, all of that will cease to be an issue.
Well, on the other hand, though, you start the new rights fights for space resources.
There's a stupid amount of space resources.
No, but like because of how because right now you can't own celestial objects.
Yeah. No. There's a lot of legal issues up there.
So
except,
like you're gonna so imagine
the
like
United States Congress said that countries can't. They passed a bill. It was 2 or 3 years ago, where the United States cannot own any celestial object, but United States citizens can.
All right.
So if you're a private company and you go and lay claim to an asteroid to mine it, you own that asteroid.
Well, the thing is, though, you hit points where like people like look at like the people who like sit on copyright rights nowadays.
Yeah.
Where like they are sitting on these rights, and then like they wait for somebody else to try to go after them, and then they just go after them for money. So like you're gonna have companies that are just gonna like, all right, so we bought all these rights up on all these like asteroids for cheap, and now people want to mine them. Well, we can't mine them, but we're just gonna like put these exorbitant fees.
I'm pretty sure in the in the like the rules, like to claim something, you actually have to set foot on it.
I'm sure there's ways to get around that. We launched a probe that was like 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, and it crashed in there, and we set foot on there.
Yeah, I suppose.
I put like a little molecule of my foot on there.
I don't know. I'm trying to have a brighter view of humanity than you are. I'm sorry.
No, I like technology is changing faster than humans change.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'm just like it, and I feel like moving to the stars, it will change how we view things on Earth. Well, it might take a while, but I feel like even in our lifetime, in my lifetime, in fact, in like my conscious, like quote unquote adult lifetime, so looking from age 14, 15 to where I am now. So in the last 20 years or 15 years, I have seen things go from looking at even the LGBT community in our country, we've seen that go from completely unacceptable to just
it's really changed. It's really gotten better.
And so things like that, I feel like they're quick changing. We're in a spot right now in human history where things change rapidly, and at some point we are going to be left in the dust. Hopefully, our generation can hold on to our sense of excitement and our sense of exploration longer than some.
And hopefully, hopefully we hit a point where our AI overlords decide to be benevolent and not maleficent.
Well, I mean, if they turn into dragons, that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd be okay with that. I can't say I'd be against it, like an evil AI that turns into a dragon. Just go ahead and put that out there, future AI robots. That like, if you want to be a giant dragon, just do
more
it.
Power
Go
to
for
you.
it.
All right, should we wrap up here? I feel like maybe we've hit our end.
Yeah, we're pro AI dragons. We have that down.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in this week. If you'd like to support us, head over to patreon.com/blindnewstudios and become a patron today. If you're doing any Amazon shopping, head over to blindnewstudios.com. Click on the Amazon link above our homepage. Do your Amazon shopping as normal. We get a bit of a kickback. It's pretty great for us, pretty easy for you, so please do that. If any questions, comments, show ideas, or what have you, go ahead and shoot us an email at feedback@blindnewstudios.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/blindnewstudios. Or follow us on Twitter at blind_ninja. You can also find us live every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central on Twitch at twitch.tv/blindnewstudios. And we'll see you guys next week.